Welcome to Section 5 of the tutorial for creating an interactive Excel dashboard. In this section, we will be building the dashboard worksheet. Open the Excel file that you saved at the end of Section 4. Remember that these 6 sections need to be completed in order. This section has 5 steps. This is the exciting section. We will be building the interactive dashboard using elements from the other worksheets we have built. In cell D1, type contribution margin by distribution channel. In cell O1, type contribution margin by product. In cell F3, type equals, then navigate to the calculation distribution channel worksheet. On the calculation distribution channel worksheet, click in cell C10 and hit enter. The text from cell C10 of the Calculation Distribution Channel worksheet will appear on your dashboard. Repeat the steps to bring the remaining text from both worksheets to the dashboard as shown. On the next slide, I will show a list of the cells containing the formulas needed in each of the cells of the dashboard worksheet. Each of the cells in this table show the formula for getting text into the dashboard. Each of these formulas should be referenced in the dashboard worksheet following the steps we just reviewed. Here is a list of those cells and the formulas that will bring the text to the dashboard. You can also consult the PDF of the notes for the video. Now we are going to format all the headings in the dashboard worksheet. Select all the cells with text by holding down the Command key and clicking. Click on bold text. Next, use the drop-down arrow to change the font size to 16. Now select the cells for contribution margin by distribution channel, contribution margin by product, and the dollar amount. Increase the font size to 18 for these cells. Select cells D5, H16, B30, and K32. On the Home tab, click the drop-down arrow for text color. Choose Gray Accent 3. Select cells A31 and N23. On the Home tab, click the drop-down arrow for text color. Choose Green Accent 6, darker 25%. On the Calculation Distribution Channel worksheet, select the slicer and chart. Click and hold down the Command key. Then hit Command X to cut those items and place them in memory. Navigate to the Dashboard worksheet and hit Command V to paste those two elements into the Dashboard worksheet. Then drag the slicer and chart into position as pictured on this slide. Repeat the steps to bring the slicer and chart over to the dashboard worksheet from the calculation product worksheet. A reminder of those cut and paste steps is next. To cut and paste slicers and pivot tables from the calculation worksheets to the dashboard worksheet, 1. Select the slicer and pivot table by holding down the Command key and clicking on them. 2. Hit Command plus X to cut. 3. Navigate to the dashboard worksheet and hit Command plus V to paste. On the calculation product worksheet, select cells B22 through F27. Then click the camera icon in the Quick Access toolbar. This is the tool you added in Section 1. Your Quick Access toolbar may be above your ribbon, as I have pictured here, or it could be below the ribbon, just depending on how your system's set up. Navigate to the dashboard and click in any cell to paste a dynamic picture of the pivot table. Then drag the dynamic picture into position. This screenshot will change as the slicer buttons are clicked. We are going to make another dynamic screenshot now. Select cells B23 to C28 on the Calculation Distribution Channel worksheet. Then click on the camera icon. Navigate to the dashboard and click in any cell. Then drag the dynamic picture of the pivot table into position as shown on this slide. We are going to make another dynamic screenshot now. Select cells G2 through M7 in the Calculation Segment Margins worksheet. Then click on the camera icon. Navigate to the dashboard and click in any cell. Drag the dynamic picture into position as shown on this slide. Scroll through the slicer buttons and check that all text shows with each selection. If an error shows like the one shown here or text is cut off, simply widen the column a bit. On the Page Layout tab, uncheck the View box under Gridlines to make the background for the dashboard a clean, solid white. Select one of the charts. On the Format tab, click on Shape Outline. In the drop-down box, click on No Outline. Repeat for the other chart. Note that this process only works on one chart at a time, so you have to do it one chart at a time. Select the columns in the first chart. On the Format tab, click on the Shape Fill icon. In the dialog box, click on Gray Accent 3. Now select the highest column in the first chart. On the Format tab, click on the Shape Fill icon. In the dialog box, click on Green Accent 6, Darker 25%. Select the columns in the second chart. On the Format tab, click on the Shape Fill icon. In the dialog box, click on Gray Accent 3. Select the first slicer. On the Slicer tab, click the light green slicer style Light 6. Repeat with the other slicer. Now we're going to add an error message that displays when more than one slicer button is selected at a time. In cell B10, type the formula as shown on the screen. That formula is also in the PDF notes to this tutorial video. Here is the formula enlarged so that you can see it better. That is a long formula. You can copy and paste the formula from the student case handout into cell A7 in this worksheet. To paste the formula into this cell, you need to click in cell A7 and then click in the formula bar and paste the formula into the formula bar itself rather than the cell directly. Hold the Command key and choose 2 distribution channels to see if your formula works. Then change the font to red and increase the font size to 14. Now let's add an error message for the other slicer if more than one button is selected at a time on that slicer. In cell K13, type the formula as displayed on the screen. Here is the formula enlarged so that you can see it better. You can copy and paste that long formula from the student case handout into cell K13 in this worksheet. Remember that to paste the formula into the cell, you need to click in cell K13 and then click in the formula bar and paste the formula into the formula bar itself rather than the cell directly. Hold the Command key and choose 2 products to see if your formula works. Then change the font to red and increase the font size to 14. Our dashboard is complete. We are now done with section 5 of this project. Please save your Excel file. You will be using the file for the next section of this project. This video was created by Dr. Wendy Tietz. Have a great day.